Raheem Mostert last year, 209 attempts, 1,012 yards, 18 touchdowns, had an additional 25 receptions on 32 targets for 175 yards and 3 touchdowns through the air. Thoughts on Raheem Mostert?
This guy is criminally undervalued. Like I am buying Raheem Mostert everywhere I can get him at this level. Like it just makes no sense. RB2 last year, I don't expect him to finish in the top 5 again. I don't expect him to have 21 total touchdowns like he had last year. But I do expect explosion and production, even with Achan, even with Wright in the backfield. Miami wants to run the ball. They want to establish the run so that way they can set up the deep plays to Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. And there's nothing saying that Mostert isn't going to lead this backfield. Like we are so high and mighty off of 3 great games from Devon Achan. 3 great games, and no one can take that away from him and what he did in a career game against the Denver Broncos. But it was Raheem Mostert who played 15 games last year, not Devon Achan. It was Raheem Mostert that led the backfield in touches every single game he played.
I agree with Kevin. He is very undervalued. This is the cheapest piece of the Miami offense you're going to get because Tyreek's going way too soon. Achan, everybody seems to have a love affair with, and rightfully so, right? The boom potential is very intriguing. Mostert has been reliable. Now there will be regression, as Kevin said. 18 touchdowns is not sustainable. 18 rushing touchdowns is not sustainable. But 209 carries, 1,000 yards, that is sustainable and copyable. And those are things that even if he scores half of the touchdowns that he scored last year, that's still a great season right there.
If you think that that Raheem Mostert is going to play more than 12 games or more, and we'll see 135 rush attempts or more, then this is a guy that you need to be drafting. Like it's kind of crazy when you look at some of the correlations and some of his career long statistics, right? Anytime that Raheem Mostert has gone 137 or more rushing attempts in a season, his worst finish is running back 26. So at worst case, if you think that he's going to get that kind of deal, you're drafting him at his floor here, and we've seen what the ceiling can be, right? As a running back 2 overall, right? And so this is one that at this value, I think that there's a ton, or at this ADP, there's a ton of value here, and a guy that is that you should be drafting. If he's on the board, getting down in there, hit draft, move on.